All right, so today, your full self is waiting to be released into the world. And when you do that, everything will become easier for you. And today I want to talk a little bit about something that keeps us from releasing our full self out into the world. And let's just say the goal of this channel in general is for us to consider these topics. And this one specifically, when I'm working with people, I get resistance on, and I think you're going to understand why. And some of you, it's going to make sense to you right away and it's going to resonate with you. And others are going to have to take the information and think about it in the context of who you are and how you make decisions about things. Because what a lot of us have done is we've created an identity for ourselves that's based upon our own historical experience, which in a lot of ways makes sense, right? We define who we are by the specific set of experiences that have occurred in our life. But what's interesting to think about in this context is you could have been born anywhere, right? Imagine you were born on the other side of the world and you had a completely different set of experiences. That would then inform who you were as a personality structure as a human, right? So when we start to think about this, we have to think about this broader context of, well, identity in some ways is simply something that we wear as a result of our experience, but is not potentially the core of who we are if we're all from the same place as souls, right? Essentially, we're actors on a stage and we're identifying with our specific role, but we need to start thinking about something that's greater than occurring at the actor level. We need to think about something that's greater than the play itself, right? So we identify with these constructs. The challenge is when you identify with a construct or an identity that you have, you seek others to reaffirm your identity, and you want to defend your identity, and you want to be in groups around that identity. And what can occur is you exclude others from who you are in your identity. Now, again, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with this. This is a very human thing. But what tends to happen is that when we do that, we also create thought and emotions around this specific identity and protecting it. And so we will get emotional about wanting people to know who we are, finding others that are in our quote unquote group, and protecting a set of ideals that we have based on all of this. Now, the reason this is such a huge thing to think about is that our goal is to have more controlled thought and emotion. And the more we have emotions that occur in a protective mechanism to protect the identity of who we are, the less efficient we are at generating peace, joy, fulfillment, and a sense of being content, right? So we have to start thinking about identifying with something greater that is outside of what we view to be the historical construct of ourselves. Now, again, I think if you're listening to this, you will understand why people have pushback and resistance to this, because they are very attached to their identity, and all of us at some level are attached to identity. Now, why it is so freeing to not be attached to identity, and why it will generate excitement and ease and joy and that deeper fulfillment that you're actually looking for, is because we have to know that we're a part of something greater. We have to know that there's something bigger that's put within us that is call it outside of the play and the act that we're in, that is seeking to guide us to a higher place. And that thing has no identity construct. It has no structure. We are universal creators in this existence. We have the highest potential to create anything we want to. And within that, there is no identity, right? We can create any identity that we want. This is a big deal. And so it goes hand in hand with the point of having a historical identity and then thinking about releasing any identity we associate with to pursue what energizes us, what we feel from our gut intuition, and create any life we want to, create any identity that we want to. So this idea is ingrained in us from a higher place. We have this possibility. The other thing that I'll say is that when we're in this place, we see that there doesn't have to be emotional attachment to anything. We simply pursue things based upon a gut feeling of who we want to be and what feels right to us, knowing that every possibility, every identity exists for us, and we can chase anything. So we have a substantially less likelihood of attaching to thought and emotion about something when we have any identity available to us. We don't have to be attached to anything specific. And in this same idea, we respect everyone for the place that they're in. Everyone has their own creation capability. Everyone has their own perspective. And they have the opportunity, just like we do, to do anything. So when we realize that our path, our potential path and our capability is wide open, that what we actually should identify with is simply possibility. We are not any specific identity, we're just possibility. And when we identify with that, everything is available for us. We see everybody as having the same opportunity, and we understand things from a broader, greater perspective. That is a beautiful, energizing place, and where deeper fulfillment is truly found.